I thought that was really, really good. The way it was shot. Like, I mean, Kane was a bit hammy because I think the problem with Kane is, he's got that new mask that he's had for he's had it for years, and it only came back as Mask Kane. But so not to like block his airwaves, like his nose, he has the mask like around the bridge of his nose.
Yeah.
But that seems to like make him sound really nasally, like they're kind of talking like that. It's it's kind of silly.
Poor Kane.
I might just he's gone. I know I can't talk, but like, he's gone really, really fat.
I actually don't think he's that, but like
he's exploding out of that singlet.
Like he hasn't obviously been in as good a shape as he was, 10 or more year ago. I think as soon as he took off the mask, for the first time back in 2003 or 4.
Yeah.
The first year of that, he was completely jacked. He was huge. I still remember he had a feud with McMahon. Shane McMahon was it 2006.
That was one of the after he tombstoned Linda.
Yeah. I'll never forget that bump. Not even a bump, but Kane had his head near the ambulance, and Shane McMahon just wellied the ambulance door completely 180 degrees, and it just burst off his head. No hand shot, just clean as a whistle. Nearly broke the door. Yeah,
right off the dome.
Yeah. So ever since he took off the mask, Kane kind of he lost his. He did lose his muscle mass a bit, but that's what happens when you get on. I think he's 50.
You become mayor.
You know what I mean? It's not a priority anymore.
Things start to hang a little bit.
Apparently, the reason why he's actually going to Saudi Arabia, it's because
politics.
But he asked Vince McMahon, and they come to agreement that Vince McMahon donates 100,000 quid to the Knoxville.
Whatever the county purse
kind of
thing,
which is cool actually. He's in that pocket, and I think that's awesome. But to be fair, he probably has a lot of money. I think he does real estate and stuff like that.
Oh, Kane's on a good salary.
Ever seen him with his little glasses? He looks real.
He's an intellect.
He's
the big red intellect.
He's the big red intellect machine. Yeah. I'll never forget. Was it in the CM Punk documentary or something like that where they were talking? No, maybe it was. No, I think it might have been in Batista's book. But Batista's book, he was saying that Kane was always just an encyclopedia on gyms, no matter no matter what state, no matter what county you're in, or anything like that. It was always just, where's Kane? What gyms are here, kind of thing. But always before the match starts, and they're setting up the ring, he said, maybe it was Punk actually, but he's seen Kane with his big massive Kane, muscly Kane, with these little glasses on and this little small book, and he reading and he looking all intellect. But isn't that crazy? You know what I mean? As someone is that, because he's scary. Like he can be scary. Have you ever? I know Cena Weevil is rubbish, but like he's scary in that. Like he would be an absolute awesome serial killer if he really wanted to be.
6'10". Do you think they kind of dropped the ball with Kane though? When they took the mask off him,
I think they just dropped the ball with him in general.
He just looked like a big bald guy.
Yeah.
No offense to big bald guys, but like they cut his hair clearly. Like I remember when he unmasked and he took the mask off and the wig came with it, but he still had hair kind of around the back of his head.
Yeah, it was a weird kind of like half cut of a thing. Yeah, and
obviously he had like the black makeup from his eyes, which kind of smeared all over his face, and then like he looked burned. But then like the next week, obviously he didn't have the burns, and then they had to explain it, saying they were actually psychological scars. So
black psychological.
So fair enough, but like then they just shaved his head, shaved his beard, gave him a blue contact lens, and off he was.
And then they just dropped that as well, didn't they? Eventually,
they dropped the contact lens after a while. Yeah,
I think it was a few years or something, to be fair. But I just always think they dropped the ball. Maybe it was just because I was such a big Kane fan back in the day. Like I always said, my favorite era of Kane was about 2003 era of Kane, when he was just. I think he was at the peak of his physical intensity anyway, and he was all tanned, and he had that real cool singlet, and he had a real cool mask. Remember the time he was teaming up with RVD around that time?
Yeah.
He even had a run with Triple H. That's sure he lost that match to Triple H. That's why he took off the mask. That was my coolest version of Kane for me. I know, to be fair, I was probably about 12 at the time, and I loved my baby faces back then.
You were 28.
I was 28 or 9 back then. But yeah, they really dropped the ball, and as soon as they took the mask off him, all his mystique was gone. Now I'm probably going to upset some people here, but one of the main reasons I loved Slipknot back in the day,
the masks.
Was the masks. It's like, to be fair, like they are good musicians, but there's just too many people in that band, I think.
How many of them was there?
I think there's at least 9
in one band.
In the band, yeah. And if you ever seen them live, it was just a awful racket.
Did you see Slipknot live?
No, I had Slipknot live DVD, and it was like, man, it wouldn't even be worth putting into the charity shop. It just sounded like a racket, and a lot of lads going bah, 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 because I love the whole mystique
when
of
it's unproduced and it's just raw. Like,
yeah, there's about 2 or 3 lads who just kind of hit kegs and hit a single drum on their own while they're jumping around and stuff, and it looks alright in the music videos and stuff. And to be fair, like maybe I'm sure they do help write the songs, But just when you're watching it live, it's just too many people. You know what I mean? And then around the time as well, you know, Stone Sour came out and it was like, that just instantly turned into a music podcast. I seen the lead singer Slipknot, Corey Taylor, and he just no mask on, and everyone that was Corey Taylor. Everyone was saying that was Corey Taylor, and then he got a new mask, and you could just see more of his face instantly. And I was just,
I think because at the turn of the millennium, it kind of became known that he was in other bands. Corey Taylor without the mask. I was like, oh no,
just the mystique, man. I love masks.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but I love masks.